Okay, hello everyone. It's Lynn, and I'm here with Ebru from Avicina, and we're back for another discussion around the beautiful, ugly truth. Today, we're going to talk about bacteria in your wipes, just what you wanted, right?
Yuck.
Yuck. So, Neutrogena, which is one of the best known beauty brands and one of the oldest beauty brands, and it's pretty much sold everywhere. It's a mass brand, right? You can buy it most drugstores, most mass merchandisers. They just recalled their wipes for bacterial contamination. How does this even happen? I mean, they are a big company that must have a lot of quality control in place. So I think I'm a little baffled sometimes when we see these recalls from these large companies like this.
I agree. I mean, so Neutrogena is owned by Canview, and this is a mass production. So mass productions are usually profit first mentality. And a formulation like this is water-based, very rich in water, needs to be preserved very, very carefully. So when you're manufacturing millions of units to hit these Walmart price points, sometimes people get confused. Sometimes corners may get cut. We don't know. Testing gets rushed. Batches can slip through. These can happen. And
Oh.
about like around these millions and millions of production, as far as I can see, around 1,300 cases of these makeup wipes have been determined to be contaminated. However, it's still not an excuse, right? Because you might be using it, or an immunocompromised person, a transplant
Yeah.
patient, a pregnant mother can be using it. And on the immunological side of things, these are very dangerous to, use a contaminant back wipe with bacteria on it and put it on your skin where your immune system is weaker than normal. So technically, when volume matters more than vigilance, this happens.
Well, and I think the really scary part is you're not just putting it on your skin, you're putting it on your face. You could get some into you could get it in your eye. I mean, there's just so many potential problems there. But I still feel like the quality control, you know, you would so Kenview is J&J. They have had some quality control issues in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I think this really makes you think when you're in a big system with lots of people and a matrix organization with lots of roles, and you have multiple factories. You don't know, is it the person who was doing the quality control checks that day? Did they take a day off? You don't know if is it the supervisor. You don't know if somebody put the wrong mixture into the vat. And so it's very hard to know exactly where the problem happened. But I think what I have, at least my hypothesis is, I could be wrong and you know more about this, but my hypothesis is that it's easier for big companies to make these screw ups than small indie brands to make these screw ups.
I agree. I agree. Because the more people you get, the
There's just
harder.
more room for error, right? There's just more steps. There's
It's
more.
like you have a dragon, and the dragon has five heads, and all those five heads are not talking to each other sometimes, right? So I don't know. It's a mess when people stop communicating and as it get bigger. So that's my problem. But however, it's not an excuse. They have a lot of money compared to smaller brands, smaller beauty brands and indie
Yeah.
brands. That means you can have more quality control if you want to. That's the thing, if you want to. So, how much is enough and how much is too much? That's the question there.
Yeah, and how many consumers actually see that there was a recall, A, and B, how many act on it?
That's a
Because,
lot.
I mean, these days with media being so fragmented, you used to be able to get a lot of eyeballs through television, through print media, and these days that's no longer the case. So how do people even know? Like you could be using a product and not even realize that it's actually been recalled, and then you could have problems and not link it with that product. So that's a challenge too. It's even getting the word out. It's not easy.
No, it's not. So that's why they recall everything from the market, throw them, trash them, burn them. However, what about the ones that were sold? How would these people
That's what I
every
mean. How do
day?
those people know, right? If it's already been
Yeah,
sold and it's sitting in
yeah,
your cabinet and you don't see the recall notice, because why would you? So it
exactly.
does beg some questions like, A, how does it happen? How can these big companies have a better handle on this stuff? And on top of that, we're also asking these companies to be more sustainable, to be more transparent, to be more ethical. I mean, still, I think, a long way to go because,
Very
um,
good way. So, for example, they recalled it, right? But
yeah,
if we're talking about transparency, would a company, wouldn't they say, yes, we screwed up. Yes, we have a problem. Yes, we're owning it. We're doing the research. How did this happen? And we will share the report with you. Wouldn't you trust that brand more? I would trust more. I would go to
I
like,
would
I would
absolutely
trust
trust
more.
that brand more. And actually, when Tylenol had the back in I think it was in the 80s when that happened. It was a long, but when they had the tampered products,
Mhm.
they were very transparent about it, and it actually really helped them back in the day. I think now brands are so scared of being called out on TikTok and Instagram, and it's like they don't want to put out anything that's going to be scrutinized by the consumer. But to your point, I think what they need to figure out is how to be transparent, how to be honest. And when mistakes happen, mistakes happen. You know what I mean? Like not everything is perfect, but I think they will get a lot more goodwill, exactly what you're saying, if you own up to it and you move on.
Yeah. I mean, in the PR crises like this, you know it better than I do. There's a couple ways you can manage a PR crisis, right? You either stay silent and say no comment, no comment, no comment, and let it die down, or you just handle it head on, saying that, yes, we messed up. We're human, but we're here for you. Here's what we're doing. So in this day and age, maybe back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, staying silent and saying no comment may have worked because we didn't have this much social media or TikTok
Right.
or getting viral. However, now I think it will fire back saying that they're not talking. What are they hiding? We need somebody we're humans and we want a human interaction here, you
Yeah.
know? I think that PR crisis management is also changing. What do you think? I mean, in brands and from consumers' perspective.
Oh, I totally think it's changing. And I think you also have to react so much quicker now. You cannot wait until everyone gets in the boardroom and has the discussions and 2 weeks go by. It's already like you're toast. So you have to be ready to be on it. And it's really challenging for sure. I mean, there are some examples of brands who have made the best of it and they come out quickly with a social media response or a bigger response, and generally speaking, I think that goes much better for them. So okay, this was a good one. I don't think it's going to be the last time we have this discussion about a recalled brand, so we'll see where it goes. All right, on to our next topic.